Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. So for this video, I want to talk about shareholders and to a slightly lesser extent, stakeholders and investors as well. And for me, what is one of the biggest issues we have in the corporate world that I am determined to make as much of a dent to improve as I possibly can. See, as I'm sure you all know, we have a current model, in the economic world, in the corporate world, where the way that shares are made available and who can, purchase a share and the rules, around that is quite simple. If you've got the money for the most part and you think this particular share or series of shares in a business is going to give you a good return, that's most people's thinking, then you're going to buy it, and so, the more demand there is, then the more a share is going to be worth, over time, or if the business doesn't perform so well, then the value of the share goes down. We all know that. So my point here is when we are driven by, the money mind and the return on our investment, not much else gets in the frame. It's like you're very much arm's length from the business usually, as a shareholder, usually, not always, and you want to see a return on your investment. So you want to see how the company is going to perform to make you more money, right? That's basically it. The problem with that is we're not thinking most of the time about the effect of that money making top priority, which ultimately, damages people. It damages users, consumers, and patients. This is fact, yeah? It damages the environment, the list can go on and on, it damages our social structures, it's just an endless list really. But, I've had recent conversations with people where they've been asking me, Tim, the videos you're doing, like what are the important things that you want to draw people's attention to? And in business, where do you want to, bring about change? It's stuff like this, it's the painfully obvious that we just seem to, most of us just seem to ho-hum our way along and just accept how it is. And, by taking that approach, that, we're passively condoning the damage that we do. And then we rationalise and we justify it. That's just how it is. It's been that way a long time. Ho-hum, yeah? And that's most of you out there doing that. Now, obviously, there are exceptions to that where, there are ethical, organisations and companies out there that have like for example, a code of ethics, and a code of responsibility. And there's not many of them, but they do exist, So in the work I do with other people, this is like a central theme for me that I always come back to. It's like, we want to have investment, but let's have the right kind of investment where it's less about my return on investment and a bit more about what's my long-term impact going to be on people, on society, on environment, on the guy down the street that's going to die 5 years earlier because of this product or service that I'm invested in. It's that kind of stuff. So, some of you will hate this because it will just, rub you up the wrong way because you're doing this shit, But there's going to be some of you that are like, yeah, I know, this does need to change, because if it doesn't, we will end up again and again in very painful global situations that, we can see the collective result of this kind of, money mindset. And I don't, there's not anything bad necessarily in money for me. Money is a tool, but it's what we lead with, when we're thinking about how we invest, where we put our money, where we put our time and energy, and what level of responsibility are we prepared to take. And for most people, it's not much. So I'll be talking a lot more about this, but I just wanted to, to spend a little bit of time today talking about that one. So expect to see a lot more. I'd love to know your thoughts on it all. If you want to have like a conversation with me, to explore further, then I'm happy to. You can find out more about me. I've got a website. You can find the details on my profile. But I hope you enjoyed watching. And keep your eyes peeled because there'll be a lot more videos like this. All the best.